Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Delightful Kissboy, and today I'm going to be talking about authenticity. What is it, and how can we use it to our advantage to make that money, money, money? That's what it's all about, baby. It's about engagement. It's about keeping people engaged. Oh, do you feel engaged right now? Okay, enough of that. But, yeah, I just want to chat about, kind of being authentic on the internet, in your day-to-day life, whatever, right? Because, I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot, in the age of AI. There's so many things out there where you just see AI voiceovers, AI videos. You can't even tell if the video itself was thought up by a human or if it was just some chat GPT prompt. On top of that, you got a lot of, people online that are putting on kind of characters, putting on a persona, we should say, for different videos, which I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, specifically in certain circumstances. Just for me personally, it's a little grating sometimes. It gets a little bit annoying, and it is not my preference. I like it when people kind of, if they are like doing personality-based content, right? I kind of like it when they just act like they would normally act in a certain way. So you get to actually know who they are as a person, Not this doesn't apply to every single genre or whatever, but it's also just my preference, this is my opinion. I just want to, give my opinion on this shit. No shade to the people that put on a fake voice or a fake persona or whatever. It is all good. I mean, they're trying to drive engagement, they're trying to keep their audience engaged, etc., etc. But really at the end of the day, I think a lot of it comes down to, like, just in my day-to-day life, I have plenty of different kinds of friends, all right? And not all of them are like, none of them are perfect. They all have their own blemishes, etc., etc. But I'd say like the through line for most of my friends is that they're very genuine people. Like I have certain friends that are kind of assholes, to be completely honest, but they are kind of authentically being themselves. So it's like I don't feel like they're constantly trying to impress me. We can disagree about things, we can do things different ways, but we get along because it's like I'm genuinely being myself and they're genuinely being themselves back to me. And it's a good time. It's a good time to get to know people, who they actually are. And obviously, this is kind of a parasocial sentiment. Obviously, you don't know me. You guys don't know me. You watch my videos, we interact, etc., but there's plenty of shit that I'm not telling everybody. I'm just showing you a piece of my personality, a little sliver of who I am on the internet. But I want that sliver to be, as accurate as possible to who I actually am. Because, like, I find it really flattering that people enjoy the shit that I make. And my personality or whatever reasons that you watch the videos, a lot of people are just like, oh, I like your voice. That's also flattering to me. I'm human. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy getting compliments. It's cool, I'm not going to be like, oh, no, I'm above it. It's like, no. It feels good, right? But part of the reason why it does feel good is because I don't feel like I'm putting on a show that much when I'm making these videos. It's kind of the same thing where it's like, there are these people out there who get satisfaction out of, like cheating, for example. Let's say, I've seen a bunch of those, what's that guy's name? Like something Jobst or something like that, Jobst. He covers all these different people who cheat at like speed running. And I've watched some of those videos and it's like, it's always just so interesting to me why those people would bother, It's like, why would you get satisfaction, like, pretending to be good at something that you aren't good at. Now, a lot of these people are good at the games, but they just start cheating so that they can be, quote unquote, the best. But like, if you cheated at getting a record and people think that you got a record, it's like, yeah, people are going to have respect for you, but you're going to know that you fucking cheated. So it's like, what's the point? How is that satisfying to you? You didn't actually do the fucking thing. You just made it look like you did. Where's the satisfaction in that? It's a similar kind of thing when there's personality-based content and people are like not acting like they normally would. You know, they're trying to appear a certain way. You know, they're putting on a fake voice, or, you know, doing yada, yada, yada to try to look cool or try to be relatable or do whatever. It's like, why would it be that satisfying when people are like, oh my God, I love you so much or whatever? Like, if you're putting on a show. I don't know. I get the same kind of feeling there. And once again, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. A lot of these people just want to increase engagement. They want to have their content be more interesting to people. And they feel that whatever act they're putting on is going to increase the quality of their videos. And I have no problem with that on a rational level. But just internally, I'm like, this guy is trying so fucking hard to impress me. Like, for example, I like to watch a bunch of like horror related content. I like those spooky videos, you know, where they talk about the weird, unexplained mysteries, etc., or like, you know, like spooky internet things. I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. But one of the things that does annoy me about some of those content creators, and I understand why they're doing it, it's because they're trying to set a tone, they're trying to create a mood, but it's when they're kind of like putting on this voice, they get really close to the mic and they're like, the things you are about to see are so unbelievably disturbing. Get ready, grab some popcorn and sit back. And it's like, the so-and-so family came home and their front door was wide open. They entered their living room and what they saw will shock you to your very core. It's like they do shit like that all the time. It annoys me. It annoys me. Like, for whatever reason, you know, it's like, once again, it's no different than somebody who'd be like reading an audiobook out loud, for example. Like, they're trying to put on a performance, you know, they're going to do character voices, etc., etc. It's not them being their genuine selves or whatever, but I just, personally, it just kind of annoys me when there's like a person trying really, really hard to be perceived a certain way. I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's not a very rational thing. It just is personally not my favorite thing to do. And so, when I'm making my videos, I try to keep things as genuine as possible, I guess. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Like, you know, I ham it up sometimes. Like, I'm trying to make it funny, you know. But I joke around a lot in my day-to-day as well. Shocker. But, I don't know. That's just kind of most of what I wanted to talk about. I guess, like, just kind of getting, like, people to like you or whatever. Or feeling this really deep need to be loved. It's kind of a weird thing, especially like people who try to appear like they're such great people, you know. And there's people out there who are legitimately awesome, you know. They're doing a bunch of stuff for charity, they're doing all sorts of crazy things, but it's just like I can't really put it into words exactly, but it's just like people who are trying to convince you that they're so righteous or so awesome or so amazing or whatever. It's like, I know that there are good things that I do and then there's shitty things that I do because I'm a human being, you know? I don't want to stand up here and tell you that, like, I'm fucking God's gift to the earth. I'm just some guy doing his thing on the internet, you know? I've made countless mistakes in my life. In fact, if you watch these background Sudoku videos, you know, it's like, I think that that you might get the impression, oh, this guy's smart, he's doing Sudokus. This Sudoku right here is a very easy Sudoku, actually. It has like a little bit of a convoluted rule set, but I'm not very good at Sudoku, to be honest. I do a lot of them, but you'll see I have a bunch of fucking pencil marks and shit, because it's hard for me to keep track of all this shit, because I'm a big dummy, actually. And it's like, I just like doing the Sudoku puzzles. It's like something I enjoy doing. But as I said, like, I mean, right here, there's like a 2 and a 4 there. I should have just automatically seen that's 1, 2, 4 in a row, because, you know, they're doubling up. But it takes me a long time to see that because I'm a big dummy. And this is an easy ass puzzle, and yet I still fuck up. There you go. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't really have any problem with admitting fault, you know, because I'm not good at everything. Nobody's good at everything. Nobody knows everything. Nobody is a good person all the time. I think it's just, I personally think that if you're not trying, like, there's so many of these YouTubers who get in trouble for, like, really mundane shit. I think, okay, honestly, part of what's inspired this video is probably the pirate software shit. Because I saw some of his shorts. I made a video earlier where I was kind of talking about the money versus happiness thing. I disagreed with one of his videos. And then, like, basically what happened was he was doing this World of Warcraft shit, and then he just kind of acted like an asshole, and then everybody started to hate him. Now, I think for, like, most people, this wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I think with him in particular, I've been very fascinated with the subject for some reason. With him in particular, I think it was like people really started to dogpile on this shit because of the way that he was trying to get people to perceive him. Like, you can tell that he really wants to be perceived a certain way. Like, he really wants to be respected. He really wants people to think he's this great, awesome, knowledgeable person, you know? And it's like, in a lot of ways, he probably is very knowledgeable. I don't know. Like, I haven't watched enough of his shit to know. But, like, it's very obvious that he really, really cares about how people perceive him. And I think that people pick up on that, and they get really annoyed by that when somebody fucks up, you know? If you're setting yourself up to be this, like, paragon of virtue or whatever, as soon as something cracks, it's gonna all fall, you know, apart. And so it's like, I don't know, I don't think that I think you're making a mistake by setting yourself up in that way. If I'm from the beginning just saying I'm some fucking dude who fucks up and isn't the most brilliant fucking person on earth, I'm just some guy, I like math and coding. You know, I'm pretty decent at both of those things, but I'm not like a fucking genius, you know? I just have done a good amount of it, you know? I do these Sudoku puzzles. I'm not great at them. I struggle to remember what the fuck I've written down 2 seconds ago. But I'm not claiming to be. You know, I'm not claiming to be an expert at any of this shit. And I think that, I don't know, it's just, it's a lot of relief to not feel like you have to live up to anything, you know? I can just make the videos I want to make. People can watch them, you know? People can get enjoyment out of them, etc., etc. People can admire or respect me or what I do, but that's not the point of all this. I find it fun, you know, to make these videos. I find it fun to get people's input and their, you know, the interactions and shit. And I mean, it is flattering when people are like, oh, dude, you're so awesome. It's like, why wouldn't it be? Once again, I'm human. I have an ego. I have an ego, you know? It feels good. It's cool that, you know, the channel's been popping off, yada, yada, yada. But, like, I don't have to sit here and pretend like it, you know, that I don't have an ego, right? I can just be myself, and then, like, it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be fine. I don't think that I'm gonna, hopefully, have a pirate software situation. You know, inevitably, I'm gonna do some shit that pisses people off. It's gonna be shitty, you know, and people disagree with it or whatever, and they're like, man, DKB was a huge asshole in this situation. I'm gonna be like, you're probably right. I probably was a big old dickhead. Like, for example, with the roulette professional shit, you know, I went a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. Was it mature of me? No, not at all. There are definitely better ways of resolving that. I was just very angry, particularly because of the pretentiousness. If you go and watch those fucking videos, oh my god, give me a fucking break. They had this screenshot where it was like, you know, before Roulette Professional and after Roulette Professional. Like, Roulette Professional was fucking Jesus Christ of roulette. I'm not even kidding. It is insane. I think that was the screen cap that made me, like, make the video. I'm like, this person is so up their own ass and wrong about basic, I'm turning into Mike Tyson, basic mathematics. Oh, there's Gus yelling in the background. I don't know if you can hear him. You just kind of, whenever I leave a room and Gus doesn't know where I've gone, his hearing isn't good. He'll just yowl over and over and over again until I come find him. I call it reverse echolocation. He just basically sits in one place and yells until I come to him. It's kind of cute, but it's also kind of annoying sometimes, not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just like, that whole situation, I could have probably handled it better. I was just having fun with it. I was having a good time. But I'm not trying to say I'm like a perfect person. You know? I'm gonna fuck up a lot, and I think it'll be okay. You know? Because people fuck up. That is the reality of the situation. I don't even really know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. Like I said, I don't know if there's much of a point to this video other than saying that I wish that people could feel a little bit more comfortable being their own authentic selves, particularly if they want to become, like, if they want to do a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It'd be very sad to feel like, you know, it's like, oh, I want so badly to be famous that I will do anything and make myself, you know, into any person that is going to have a chance at being famous on the internet, you know? I want to be so cool and, you know, yada, yada, yada. I just don't think that's a very healthy way to approach it. If you're going to do personality-based content, I would recommend just starting off, at least, trying to be a normal human being. That's my advice to you. Who knows? I'm not a huge YouTuber, you know. I am just starting, and maybe I'm completely wrong about that. Maybe the meta is to, I mean, the meta is kind of to put on a show, to be honest, but I just wish it wouldn't be. I wish it wouldn't be. I wish that people would feel comfortable just doing what they wanted to do. And on that note, everybody, I'm ending my video. This is the end, and so remember to bop that subscribe button. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Give me money on Patreon. We need the money. All right, I'll talk to you later.